Hello, monsters abound here, and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2 Mortal Empires and part 33 of my Wood Elf campaign. We're starting off with a big old fight here as Austin throws everything it's got at us. Is it going to be enough? No, of course it's not. I mean, we've got dragons, we've got elite units. They're bringing spearmen and crossbowmen. It's not going to be enough. It's pitiful, frankly. It's barely worth me fighting it, but I'm going to because I get to kill a lot of humans. Not that we haven't done a lot of that during this campaign. A lot of humans have died at our hands. Well, at least at the breath of Gold and Green Squadron. Talking of Gold and Green Squadron, here they are. They are flapping around the flanks because we've got some mortars here. We need to deal with those. Mortars, of course, are very nasty. And they've got a lot of them. They've got about... oh, we've got about 5? I know how flammable they are. Does that help? Now, they are going to be launching a lot of mortar shells at us. Not that we can't take it. Just tank that, no problem. Meanwhile, reinforcements coming in on our flank are being shot to pieces and ridden down by the Wild Riders. Meanwhile, Durthu's army is moving in to back us up. There's Durthu there, marching in. Okay, looks like Gold and Green Squadron now moving around the flanks of the enemy army. Of course, that's a lot of dragons there. That's a lot of flying reptiles, a lot of breath. Ooh, a lot of damage. Lots of very nice breath attacks going out there. We're taking a lot of fire, but they're having to spread it across six dragons, so it's not going particularly well for them. They're not actually doing too much damage, and the enemy army is getting absolutely wrecked. So the enemy army already taken a lot of damage. You can see huge piles of dead already. We did manage to take out some of the mortars, not all of them though. A little passing breath there just wipes out a Free Company militia. And we're retreating back to our lines. Meanwhile, some spearmen and halberdiers are trying to pin down the Wild Riders. And failing, obviously, because the Wild Riders are really, really fast. The pikemen are on foot. And off they go. Some crossbows that those halberdiers and pikemen were protecting then get immediately ridden down. Down they go. But the enemy army is approaching, and they do have a lot of reinforcements. So as we wipe out one unit, more units come onto the battlefield. And of course, they've still got those mortars. Yeah, I only took out 2 of them. That's rather poor showing, isn't it? Probably should have done a little bit better. Enemy lord has been wounded in the forest by the Wild Riders. I don't think I even knew he was there. I think we just accidentally ran into him and killed him. So that was, you know, that's quite the legacy he's got there. Wild Riders fleeing from the massed missile fire of the enemy army. The enemy army is now breaking the tree line on the far side. We do have some Empire Knights trying to charge into Treekin. That's not going to work very well, and of course they immediately break and run away to be chased off by arrow fire. Here comes some brave Imperial lads. Will they manage to break the Elven line? Nope, they're all going to die. To be honest, my biggest battle in this... well, my biggest enemy in this battle is probably this ridge over here, which seems to provide cover for a lot of these units. As you can see, the Empire Knights trying to do some sort of weird diagonal attack. Not quite sure what the plan is. They just seem to be milling around in front of one mess. So here they go, they're charging Durthu. Durthu's going to give it a bit of a charge. Durthu does not give a shit. Durthu's just going to go stamp on them. Yeah. Going to stamp on faces. We do have an enemy unit of knights that's managed to sneak around our flank somehow. Treekin moving in to intercept them. We've dropped an Awakening Wood on them. That's going to slow them down. They are going to get a little bit of a charge off on our Deepwood Scouts, but nothing too bad. We can weather that, no problem. Meanwhile, dragons have breathed fire on a lot of stuff, and now they're coming down into the fight. Not that there's much to actually left to fight, considering most of it is now running or dying from being filled with arrows, which is apparently bad for your health. Being filled with arrows is... it's not medically advisable. Lots of troops fleeing off into the distance here. Of course, this will give us the second battle for Orion's spear. So we just need to kill one more army or destroy one more settlement, and we get a nice fancy quest battle to do, or I hope we do anyway. Having never actually done this quest line, I don't actually know. Looks like some of the Imperial heroes here are having a little meeting, trying to decide what to do, and then Orion interrupts it with a spear, and they decide to go their separate ways. Before it looks like, is it Green Leader? Green Leader moves in to add his... he wants to interject. And he does. And that Amber Wizard is meeting the true nature of nature. However, lots of units now fleeing off in the distance, which means we need to chase them down, or as many as possible, to make sure they don't get away. Wild Rider units are doing their best to hunt down large blobs of enemy units, but as you can see, a lot of them have managed to break before they even reach the enemy line. We can see here some Empire Knights. They're basically untouched. I mean, until the until the Wild Riders obviously touch them. Nothing inappropriate, just like, you know, a spear through the face or something. And there's Sweetleaf up above, just keeping an eye out. And getting stuck in as well, look at that. Even Sweetleaf is getting in on the action. Giving a good old bit of a flap from her bird. And our archers doing their fire and move thing to kill as many of them as possible. Okay, so we just killed 3 armies. To be honest, I think that should count as 3 battles. I think that would be fair. So we lost 9 elves. They lost 2,000 humans. That's about, you know, the right sort of exchange rate there. Let's kill the captives, because I could do with the weapon damage, to be honest. That would be quite good. Stund have fled with their tail between their legs. In some cases, in many cases, there was no tail to tuck, because I, you know, obviously cut it off. Durr. I don't know how the Blue Viper tribe are still alive, considering everything arrayed against them, but I'm impressed that they are. They might die off very, very soon, because obviously Teclis and Tyrion are down in Lostria. In fact, most of the High Elf armies are down in Lostria at the moment. They don't have much to worry about the Dark Elves anymore, the Dark Elves having been mostly wiped out by, I think, Beastmen. Okay, so Conrad Firth Fiddler has assaulted us again. Orion was spotted, but then Ernest Hart died, and we got a Razor Standard, and Boris Klaus failed to assassinate Dido. And we got raiding, and Skaven Lair Nightly Thieves. Your reports of storage is being plundered during the night. Several guards are missing. Evidence points to Ratmen being involved in the nightly... God damn it, Skaven. Helmgart. Well, You know what? Public order is actually not too bad in some places. I'm going to have to wait for Liv to attack because I can't do anything about that. We've got Marine Midland heading down, but Irario is there to stop them. And Orion is going to have... what do I think? Unpenetrable bark? More armour? He doesn't have much armour. Pork Rider, Sister Thought. We don't have any of them. Could go for more armour. I'm not overly concerned. Charge bonus. Yeah. I think I'm just going to give Orion more ammo. You know, I think that's what I'm just gonna do that. And Sweetleaf, you have got oh, Flesh to Stone. We'll pick that one up.
Lord of the Asray.
Okay, let's go and finish off these armies. Won't even... well, you know what? It won't make... I'll save just to be on the safe side because I know what happened last time. I thought it was a dead cert, and then, yep, that's fine. I'll take that. Thanks for the cash. So we completed the next part of the quest for the Spear of Kurnos, and we need to move any characters to the following region of Vol's Anvil. The Suitors of Ariel return, battered but victorious, proud of their achievements in the field and eager to see if they will be chosen for the rebirth of King in the Woods. Yet there are forces of darkness that would see this path curtailed all too quickly. A poison, vicious and cloying, flows through the candidates by means of tainted chalices. By morning they are all as cold as winter's breath, all except one who has vanished without a trace. Athol-Loren is in uproar. Fear sets in like a deep chill, which scatters into panic when a rebel forces reveal itself, advancing on the Oak of Ages. Enraged and alarmed, Orion rushes back to defend the Oak. Even as he feels his strength sapping away, he knows he must do this one last thing. Well, that was chilling, wasn't it? Ooh. A whole bunch of people just died. Got a Helm of Discord. War Dancer Drummer. Blah blah blah. Fine. Okay. Can we actually just recruit someone? Siriko, you are chosen by virtue of being literally the only spell singer we can recruit.
Spell singer.
Indeed, that's what you are. Right. So there we go. Vol's Anvil complete. Orion and his forces rush to the defence of the Oak of Ages and find the sole surviving warrior of the feast at the head of the rebel army, a traitor through and through. They explain how they're chosen by Anath-Rema to be her champion, having infiltrated the Oak of Ages. Anath-Rama, goddess of the savage hunt, planned to supplant Ariel and ascend to an Athol-Loren shaped by her malicious desires. Orion's final act must be to destroy this Glade Lord and put Anath-Rema destructive desires to the sword once and for all. So reinforcements are expected. That doesn't look particularly tricky. We could do with a little bit of replenishment, so maybe we should take Grunberg. Thank you. Okay, so we can do that next turn. That's looking pretty good, and I think with that in mind we are going to start marching on Altdorf. So we can do the quest for the spear next turn. Move Orion over to Altdorf. Victory. Okay, Orion, you have 2 skill points left to spend. So let's... how many do you need? 5. So we could do that. I quite like that. The Prey of Anath-Rema is a very strong ability. So it locks a unit in place and also reduces their missile resistance. So basically you can just lock someone in place, like a unit of knights or something that's charging towards your line, and then just tear them to pieces. So we're definitely going to grab that one. And Dido, you are going to have an assault. Yeah, you can assault garrisons, even though you probably won't do that. And over here we're going to grab World Roots, blah blah, and let's get the Waystone as well. That army is a bit of a concern, but to be honest, I'm very much we're just pushing on to Altdorf at this point. That's the objective. Okay, let's take Endurance of the Oak for Valnal and Skellybobs. Durthu, You can have I do like the amber spear. Do like the amber spear, but okay, we don't have any of them. I'm going to get the amber. You know what? I'm just going to get the amber spear. That's what I'm going to do. And Flock of Doom. Boom, it's done. Chosen. It's a strong choice in my opinion. Okay, so what else do we do? Right, unassigned skill points for Sirico, apparently. You've got 1 skill point. Have Awakening of the Wood, I guess.
All hail Kurnos.
All hail Kurnos. Blimey, we're not at war with Barak Var. Only balls. Let's go and assault Carrot Buffdar then. Just for shits and giggles. And Azurit, can you just keep damaging the walls of Altdorf? And you're a shapeshift. The adoption of its robust oak aspect imbues the branch weight with the strength of the forest. Damages walls action. 2 additional wall breaches. That's going to come in useful. And a Thodi, you know what? Just go off in this direction. You're fine. Oh look, more Midland armies. Oh good. It's fine. They're not going to be a concern for much longer. Right, Doton, you're going to have, I know, training. Sure, have that. Not really going to be that useful. But Azurit, yep, stimulate growth. Yep, you can stimulate oh, I shouldn't have done that. Never mind. Right, end turn. I'm very excited to do the battle for Ryan's Spear and then take on Altdorf. Altdorf. Go into Altdorf and go into Karl's home, the Imperial Palace, and just trash it. Just wreck it. Because this is all Karl's fault. We could have been friends, Karl. We could have been good friends, but no. Wasn't good enough for you, was it? I think the Blue Vipers are coming to the end. They've put up a sterling effort. But unfortunately, I just think they're going to be buried. The poor few greenskins left, buried under a tide of elves. Well, the Black Pyramid of Nagash has quite a few armies sat around it, doesn't it? One thing I will say is, while I may be at war with most of the old world, I at least do have a strong ally, and that for me is quite a unique experience. Usually my allies are god-awful, but Tekalis actually is quite strong. If he was helping me, then, you know, we might be getting somewhere. Mind you, I'm getting somewhere anyway. Look at that, just smashing straight through. Taken some provinces on the west side of the Grey Mountains, and now I'm pushing into Reichland, straight into the heart of the Empire. I guess that's probably why no one's taken the Black Pyramid. Let's just auto-resolve this one. Nice and easy. We'll just take the cash, thanks very much. Okay, blah blah blah. Dryad Spy, sure. Enemy killed in battle. Yeah. Tinkerballs is ready for duty. Well, they're very busty, aren't they? I just noticed that. That's a lot of. There's a lot going on over there, isn't there? Azerit's back ready for duty. That's good. Right, can we damage the walls? Come on, damage the walls. Yes. What are their walls looking like? They have 7 breaches. That is not much wall left. Okay, let's continue the siege with Durthu over there. I don't think we're going to need siege towers. Don't think that's going to be important. And we're going to pop Orion out, and then we're going to teleport to the battle for the Spear of Kurnos. Here we go. So it's looking. Oh, he's got a dragon. Is he allowed to have dragons? I thought only I was allowed to have dragons. Looks like he's got a dragon. That's fine. That's fine. I mean, we got 3, so we outnumber him lots to 1.
Ever on, and I feel the call to the Oak of Ages. Before I return to Ariel's embrace, another must be chosen to be born anew. Yet these traitors would sully the forest and bear a corrupt vision into being through their blackened hearts. These curs cannot be suffered to live. Though we challenge Anafrema herself, the will of Kurnos must spurn her once more and overcome these perverse desires. I will crush them
at once.
Got some dirty traitors trying to get to our oak. That's not on, is it? Down with that sort of thing. So the enemy lord here, he's the one who wants to become Orion, I guess, and therefore do bad things. And it's a 1-on-3. It's a hot dragon on dragon action, but it looks like that the filthy evil lord is ignoring the gold squadron and going after Sweetleaf, who's having to dodge him, which he's doing quite masterfully. There she goes. She's off again. Gold squadron trying to catch him. Meanwhile, lots and lots of enemy units. And this is actually going to be a tricky quest battle. The others have been a piece of piss. This one's going to be a little bit more difficult. So we can see Orion is currently engaged a whole bunch of wild riders. More units now filtering up. We've got a lot of enemy archers as well. They're opening fire. That's a bit of a problem. Need to deal with those. Eternal Guard moving up. And enemy reinforcements have arrived. Now, normally that wouldn't be a problem, but these guys are wild riders, so they're going to be incredibly quick, which means they're going to reach the battle about the same time as most of the enemy infantry. You can see there the enemy Glade Lord taking a lot of fire. But he really wants Sweetleaf for some reason. Sweetleaf is apparently his target. She's trying to get out of his way, but it is tricky. We've got some Wildwood Rages engaging with Orion. Orion should be fine. He should be able to deal with that. We're taking a little bit of fire here, but that's okay. We've got shields. That's what shields are for. And our right and left flank, our Wild Riders are repulsing the enemy Wild Riders. Of course, our Wild Riders have shields, which means they're good against anti-large, while the enemy Wild Riders are good against infantry. So we can actually blunt them without having to trade like for like, because that would be a bit of a bugger. The enemy Glade Lord has managed to escape with 58 health left. Classic villain, shaking his fist saying he'll be back. And maybe he will, or maybe we'll kill him later, who knows. I'm fairly sure he's done for, frankly. Eternal Wardens just weathering that fire, no problem, and our archers are just unloading everything they've got. Gold Squadron has landed, having dealt with the enemy Glade Lord. They're now eating the Wild Riders, any spears that remain, and some archers. And our Wild Riders now free to hunt down anything that remains. Looks like we're trying to take on the Treeman. The Treeman obviously quite a tough opponent, but he is breaking without the rest of his army, so backing him up. He doesn't want to be in the fight. Most of the enemy infantry fleeing off into the distance. The Wild Riders have been driven off as well. Gold Squadron have decided they don't want to fight the Treeman. The Treeman is going to be shot to death by our archers. As he runs away, off he goes, stomping off into the distance. Here comes Orion and our Glade Guard. Now going to concentrate on the Treeman. There goes Dido with a nice little shot. He's now going to get full of arrows. And a Dweller below it as well. Is it actually going to do any damage? I mean, it'll do some damage, but probably not an awful lot. Dido's moving up to use the Prey of Anathrema. There goes. He's stuck. His missile resistance is low. It looks like maybe he's trying to make for this tree. Maybe this tree is his love. He's seen her after all this time. He's trying to reach her, but... Oh no, he won't. Oh. Better love story than Twilight. So there we go. We've got Orion's Spear. Fantastic stuff. We've actually got all of the Wood Elf Legendary Lord weapons, which is something that I very rarely manage to get all of the Legendary Lord items during a campaign. So I'm very pleased. We've managed to pick up how many? Oh god, we've only got 5 turns. 5 turns until Orion takes a dirt nap. Okay, let's take on captives to replenish our units. Let's do that. That sounds good to me. And we got the spear. So that's going to give us plus 10% missile damage, enables magical attacks, gives us minus recruitment, income from post-battle loot is increased by 10%, and we have the ability Spear of Kurnos, which is a 200 meter magical projectile, which takes 135 seconds to replenish. I think that's a bit like... Is it a bit like Dido's? Whatchamacallit? Arrow of Kurnos, that's the one. Probably very similar. Okay, good. So there we go. We've won that quest battle. Do I want to immediately go on to take Altdorf? Is that something we want to do? I mean, there's no point tarrying, is there? We may as well. I mean, Orion's a little bit wounded, so Sweetleaf, but otherwise our armies are pretty good. It's a shame there's no garrison in Altdorf to make it a bit more sort of climactic. But even still, they've got a crap ton of great swords, although no missile units. I suspect this is probably going to be a bit of a dragon massacre, and by that I mean not the dragons getting massacred. I mean the dragons are going to be massacring the people. But here we go. We're going to take Altdorf, and I'm going to call this a win. Here we are at the city of Altdorf. The final battle of the campaign. I've decided once we destroy Altdorf, I'm pretty much done, because obviously the patch is incoming and something's come up. Now this isn't even going to be close. I'm not going to even draw it out. This is going to be an absolute slaughter. Already, the great swords have apparently decided to bunch up, and Durthu is going to launch an amber spear, of course the best spell. And that was satisfying. How many kills did he get, Durthu? Durthu. 41. 41 kills there. That's not bad. A lot of dead great swords, which was very satisfying. Very much enjoyed that. Meanwhile, Orion's forces are moving in to reinforce. Obviously, Gold Squadron moving in. Green Squadron as well. Green Squadron and Gold Squadron are going to do a lot of work here. Going to get a lot of shit done. As usual, really. One fire breath down there, and then Gold 2 tries to breathe fire, but ends up breathing into the back of Green Leader, which is no doubt going to cause a little bit of... It's going to be a little bit of conflict there, a little bit of maybe a little bit of back talk in the locker room at the end of the battle, potentially. Who knows? Anyway, Green and Gold Squadron then land amongst all of the infantry and start kicking the shit out of them. And with that, that's pretty much the cue for every single unit I've got. Just Control A and then left click. Well, double left click to make them charge, obviously. We're just going to come streaming into the city. Everyone we've got. And we're basically just going to kill everyone. There is going to be no finesse here. This is just an absolute slaughter. This is what Karl gets for declaring war on us all those turns ago. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure if he did declare war on us or... Well, I think he did. I think he did. I think he was the one that declared war on us. So I blame him. So wherever Green and Gold Squadron land, things basically explode, as is tradition. I mean, the walls were already down thanks to Azrit, the angry tree monster, who apparently has a way with destroying walls. So there's plenty of gaps to come in by, and then we outnumbered the enemy. Yeah, I mean, we don't usually outnumber our enemies, but this time we definitely did, which means it's definitely going to be sort of a slaughter. Demigryph Knights here getting absolutely perforated. Extreme acupuncture. To the face. Less than ideal. Off they go. Being chased down by the Wild Riders. Most of the enemy units fleeing off in the distance. There are still some at the centre of the city. Still holding on. So I'm not sure where Karl's house is. I'm guessing it must be at the top of the hill here. Looks like some sort of observatory. I'm going to assume it's Karl's home. So we're going to go up there and we're just going to basically trash the joint. Looks like the steam tank appears to be firing into a wall. Not sure how successful that is. There's still units of Reichsguard still at the city centre. 3 units of them and a steam tank. Our Wild Riders did decide to come in, but we just want Gold and Green Squadron. Gold and Green Squadron have done very much most of the heavy lifting during this campaign, so they get to win it for us, really. However, in age-old tradition, they end up incinerating mostly the tower over here, but enough of the frame breaths do get through that pretty much rout the Reichsguard almost immediately. So, just the steam tank standing. Obviously, it's unbreakable. Well, I mean, its morale is unbreakable. It itself is very much breakable, especially if you jump it with 600 tons of angry flying reptile. Already taking a lot of damage. It's not going to hold on much longer. However, Reichsguard coming back to the fight. Maybe they think they can save the steam tank. Can they save the steam tank? Nope, it exploded. Okay, and then the Reichsguard see the tanks exploded and immediately break and run away again. This will teach Karl to mess with us. Well, hopefully this is 2 fingers up to Karl Franz. Thank you for all the money, Franz. Karl, very kind of you. And I think I'm just going to burn it to the ground. Altdorf has been destroyed. Karl's home. Completely trashed. Have that, Karl. Have that go. What about now? Do you still want to keep fighting? Where are you? Karl? Karl? There you are.
Speak. I will hear you now.
Oh, will you now?
My Empire's blessings, yes.
We finally made peace with Karl, everyone. We finally made peace. I can't believe that. I can't believe he actually agreed to it, to be honest. So he's still not a huge fan of us. And I wonder how Teclis feels about what we just did.
Defender of truth. I have little choice but to listen to your inane babbling.
Yeah, apparently he's not very happy, but I can't tell if that's normal or he just happen to dislike me doing bad things to... I mean, he doesn't seem to really care about Altdorf. It's been completely trashed, and he's like, meh. Please stop hitting Carl. Okay, done. Stop hitting him. No problem. We've ended the war with Carl. We're still at war with, you know, pretty much everyone else. Well, I say everyone else. I mean, a lot of the strongest factions in the game. So I mean, you know, it's fine. It is what it is. It is what it is. But I'm going to call that a victory because, frankly, trying to get 115 amber, is it we need? Yeah, trying to get 115 amber for the Oak of Ages just sounds like an absolute bloody ball ache. And you should have already started a brand new campaign. Hopefully by now. I'd hope it would be by now. Good. So I'm gonna end this campaign here, so I can start off the new campaign. So that's where I'm going to leave it. So thank you very much for watching my very weird Wood Elf campaign. I think I learnt a few lessons about what mods not to install. So I don't think I'll get the less upkeep one next time. Probably not the faction unlocker either, because that seems to have caused some issues. But there we go. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.